watching, Santa's waiting. Christmas Eve is slowly fading. Can you hear him in the night? Close the door, turn out the light.
What up, peeps? Mr.Bones back at you, and it's day 4 of 12 days of AxE'Mas. Here's what I watched today. 2008's While She Was Out. Directed by Susan Montford, written by Susan Montford and Edward Bryant, starring Kim Basinger as Della, Lucas Haas as Chucky, Jamie Starr as Huey, Leonard Wu as Ving, and Luis Chavez as Tomas. A woman out late for Christmas Eve shopping is soon terrorized by a small gang of troublemakers, and she must fight for her life. Right off the bat when this movie starts, you meet Della, played by Kim Basinger. Her husband comes home from work and just starts yelling at her right away. What do you do with yourself all day? Why don't you ever fix yourself up? Why are these kids' toys all over the floor? Yelling at her and screaming at her and getting in her face and touching her face and slamming, hitting the wall and scaring her. So to get out of the house, I guess, after she gives her kids a snack and puts them to bed, she goes out to do some last-minute Christmas shopping. And she's frustrated and nothing's going right for her on this day. She goes out to get some coffee and they ask what her name is, and she says Della with 2 L's. The lady reaches her a cup with the name with 1 L, which I don't think would have bothered me that much, but the point of this is her having a frustrating day. So after that, she goes to the department store that looks like a Kmart or Walmart to buy wrapping paper and such. And she's frustrated because she can't find a parking spot. Every spot is taken. And she sees this one particular car that's parked on a line taking up 2 spaces. And she thought it would be a good idea to leave a little memo note. 2 spaces, really? Thanks, jerk. Something along those lines. So when she comes back out with her wrapping paper, these guys are waiting in the car. They pull up behind her and trap her in the spot she's in and won't let her out. And are threatening her and saying dirty shit. And saying, you leave a note like that on my car means you want war. And a security guard comes out to try to make them let her go and to stop the shit, and they just straight up pull out a gun and blow his brains out. So she freaks out, jumps in her car and takes off. They give chase, follow her to a construction site with a bunch of unfinished houses, where she gets out and for some reason grabs her little red toolbox. When you first see it, you're like, why is she grabbing a toolbox? But then you see she figures it might come in handy, which was really interesting. She keeps that toolbox with her everywhere she's running. So she's hiding in a house, and they find her and catch up with her. They keep asking, what's in your box? She's like, fine, I'll open the box. And she takes a crescent wrench out and throws it in the main guy's chest, and then jumps to a hole in the floor, and then escapes. And then the movie moves from the construction site to the woods where she runs. All 4 guys are following her all through there, trying to find her. And as each guy catches up to her solo, she takes them out one by one, which is awesome. She keeps pulling stuff out of her handy-dandy toolbox. The smaller of the group, named Tomas, catches up with her, and she takes out this foldable 4-way lug wrench, opens it up, and just starts beating the shit out of him. And he just keeps walking toward her. It's like, damn, does this guy not know how to die? She finishes him off by shoving one part of it right through his fucking skull, right even with where his nose is, and the side of his cheek and lip is cracked. It was just an awesome kill. And then another one of the kills I enjoyed was her hiding up above one of the guys and jumping down on him from behind and shoving the biggest damn screwdriver you ever seen through the back of his neck and out the front of his mouth. This was a sleeper Christmas movie. You wouldn't know it if it wasn't for me telling you, or if you didn't happen to just stumble upon it like I did, because the description on Prime doesn't say nothing about Christmas. It just mentions something about possible SA, and nothing on the cover says Christmas. But as the movie opens up in the opening credits, it's playing the 12 Days of Christmas, and toward the end of the movie, as she's walking home, her neighbor's yards are full of bright Christmas lights and decorations. Plus there was the thing about her shopping for wrapping paper. And I thought this was a really cool movie, and it reminded me of sort of like a mix of P2 with Surviving the Game. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. Glad I found it, and I would highly recommend this one. Thanks for watching. Peace.
A Murder City Christmas. Got the sweet leaf dancing when the time is right. I'm a killer motherfucker tonight. I'm the West Side Santa, smokes PCP. Wrecked this lane, got stuck in a tree. Crackheads climbed up and robbed his ass butt naked. Found him in the dumpster trash.